The German media are losing their minds over what's going on at Porsche right now. I mean, guys, if you look at German publications right now, they're all headline Porsche, 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 crisis far worse than we previously thought. It's a situation that is causing immense panic in Germany. The German economy is basically held up, propped up by its automotive industry, by companies like Porsche. However, at Porsche, sales and profits are crumbling. Porsche profits are plummeting. They've fired their CFO as if he's somehow to blame. The CFO is basically saying, oh, we're in trouble. Yeah, let's fire that guy. He said we're in trouble. They've fired their head of sales. Now, he might have some partial blame. But the head of product at Porsche, no, good, all good. Keep on making that same stuff. People in China don't want it anymore. Sales are going down worldwide. Bankruptcies at our dealerships have never been this high ever. And it's really just the fault of the CFO. German manufacturer Porsche is facing a perfect financial storm, and it's about to get much worse because of Donald Trump. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Now, all this mess that Porsche are in today, it's not Donald Trump's fault, but it's about to get very much, far worse, and that will be partially because of Donald Trump. German manufacturer Porsche is facing a perfect financial storm as the consequences of its stalling electric vehicle transition and imminent tariffs threaten to smash its profits. Guys, I did a video on this, I believe about 2 months ago. And some YouTuber did a video saying the Electric Viking's claims on Porsche are wrong. And here, in this video, he shared data from 2023 as if that's relevant to 2025. And said I was wrong because the data I shared was from 2024. And you tell me if what's more relevant, 2023 or 2024, particularly the fourth quarter of 2024. Porsche is the latest in a long list of brands to have walked back their ambitious electrification targets. After previously promising EVs would account for up to 80% of its sales by 2030, the brand has softened its stance. And it's changed its mind on EVs. In fact, it's decided to invest around about $1 billion on internal combustion. A slowing electric vehicle market and increased competition have led Porsche executives considering a range of product scenarios, including the addition of petrol and plug-in hybrid vehicles alongside their current and future EVs. Porsche's top seller, the Porsche Cayenne, will continue to be available with V8 power alongside the next generation model due next year. And reports from Europe claim the Macan will once again be offered with petrol power globally, but despite the second generation model launching as an EV only. Basically, Porsche is saying the Macan EV is not going to succeed, so we're going to make a new Macan EV, which won't be an EV, it'll be powered by petrol and diesel. Now, I should point out that people in China who are Porsche's number one customers, that's where Porsche makes more money than anywhere else, they're moving away from internal combustion. Maybe someone should tell Porsche that. Europe is as well. To be honest, diesel and gasoline are very expensive in Europe. They're not getting any cheaper. Now, apparently Porsche also, we're going to make the new Cayman and the Boxster. They were going to be EVs, but now Porsche is saying, no, hang on a minute. They're not going to be. There'll be an EV version, but actually there'll be an internal combustion engine version as well. But that is going to cost them a lot of money in terms of development costs. The Porsche Taycan electric sedan and wagon are going to come under the microscope as sales fell by nearly 40% last year. The Porsche Cayenne was Porsche's top seller globally in 2024, when the brand refreshed 4 of its 6 models and overall sales fell from 320,000 down to 310,000. Now, I should point out the automotive industry sales worldwide actually grew in 2024 versus 2023. So a lot of the Porsche apologists will say the Electric Viking hates Porsche. I don't hate Porsche at all. In fact, I quite like Porsche. My friend in Los Angeles who just got cancer. So, mate, I hope you, I know you're doing chemo right now. I really hope that, in fact, no, I'm sure you're going to pull through this. You're going to do great. He took me for a drive in his Porsche when I was in Los Angeles. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. But let's be honest, guys. Porsche is a dying brand. It's simply a fact. When you're being disrupted, that's what happens. Macan sales fell from 87,000 to 82,000 last year. And the combustion-powered model has been discontinued in Europe, the UK, and Australia. Now, people are saying, well, the reason they fell is because, in some countries, you can only buy the EV version. But here's the thing, here's what Porsche actually did. They increased the price of every version of the Macan. The Turbo, they still call it the Turbo, by the way, even though it doesn't have any turbos. The GDS, the prices have all gone up by around 30 to 40%. So is the problem really the product, or is it the price? If you increase the price by 30 to 40%, a customer's going to go, hang on a minute, this is outside my price range now. Guys, I initially was able to afford a Macan. It cost me 60 or 70,000 US dollars. Now it's 100. Now I can't afford it. Now it's out of my budget. Maybe Porsche could think about that as being part of the reason. Automotive News has reported that Porsche will wear a US 831 million, that's 1.33 billion Australian dollars, hit as a result of its EV backflip and the costs associated with expanding its product portfolio with more combustion engine and plug-in hybrid models. Basically, it's changing its strategy and it's going to cost it 1.3 billion, plus all of its lost sales last year and also this year. Porsche projects a profit margin of 10 to 12% this year. That is half of its long-term average. So Porsche's profit margins are cratering. Porsche dealerships in China, apparently 40% of them have gone bankrupt. Slow sales and the looming threat of tariffs are also contributing to the worsening situation at Porsche. Deliveries in China fell by nearly 30% last year. And that, of course, is the world's largest car market. Around 31 million cars were sold in China, meaning that around 40% of all car sales last year happened in China. Now, here's the big problem. Donald Trump is going to put a 25% tariff on German-made vehicles coming to the United States. Now, considering Porsche's two main car plants are in Germany and they send vehicles from there to the United States, that's going to be a big problem. Now, think about it. Porsche average margins were 10 to 12% last year. Now, if there's a 25% tariff, what does that mean? Porsche have no choice but to drastically increase the prices of their cars by at least 20%. Otherwise, they'll be making a loss on every single car they sell. Seeing as the United States is Porsche's second biggest car market in the world, sales are cratering in China. Now, sales will probably crater in the United States unless, Porsche can beg Donald Trump. I don't know what they're going to do. Offer him something. Here's the solution. Porsche say they're going to build cars in the United States for Americans. But obviously, that's going to be a big problem because that would take a couple of years to get that factory up and running. So it looks to me that Porsche are in a pretty critical situation this year. They're losing China. They could potentially lose the United States. And they're about to spend $1.4 billion on, turning to combustion engines. What do you guys think about that strategy? Is that a winning strategy? Do you think that's going to work? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I think you all know what I think. Bye-bye.